Morning, everyone. How are you doing? Thank goodness I know today is Friday. That would have not been fun to miss it entirely. Alrighty, just giving my computer time to catch up so I make sure that I stay on screen today. And there we are. Okay. Hold on just a sec. I'm going to make a little adjustment. So a little jiggle and a wiggle. Trying to give us a little bit more space here. Okay. Alrighty. And we are crooked as always. I don't know how I get so crooked. Let's see. See if that straightens it out. Almost. I know I'm a tinker. I kind of move stuff around. Alright. Who is ready for some quick cards, okay? I keep moving that down. I'm just going to put it here. As always, thank you ever so much for supporting my business and shopping with me at this website. Today we are doing quick cards. Sometimes you just need a little quick card, right? Okay, let's get to it. I will show you stuff as I use it. And if not, remind me. Speak really loud because I can't stand up and see your comments under my holder very well. I'll try and watch the computer, although that oftentimes doesn't give me comments. Anyway, here we go. Let's just make sure that that's nice and bright. Alright, so today we're going to do some quick cards. We're going to do some sponging. And I pulled out this stencil, which I believe is still currently on sale. It's stencil pack number 1. They're 12 by 12 size. And this item number is Z6019. And I'm just going to use this one stencil, but there are 3. So here's the first one. Don't know if you can see that. The second one, I just put a piece of cardstock back here so that way I could separate them out a little bit. And the third one, which I used last time, oops, sorry about that, the trees. Remember the trees? If not, go back and search it out. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. It's a little bit of cardstock cut down to 4 by 5 1/4. And I took some just typing paper, just something thin, and I just ripped it. Okay, just ripped it. And then, I don't know if you can see, but I have some two-way glue on there. So you just put the green glue on. Where's my green glue? You just put this glue on and let it dry. And then it's like a sticky note. Okay? And that is very helpful to us today. Alright. So, and actually we're not going to use that on the first card. And I need to turn my card like this. And we are using inks in a Glacier, Honey Butter, and Mist. Okay? And the words, when I show you the finished card, are from Cherish Card Making Kit, which is Z8049. And this is the one that has the thin cut and the stencils for easy coloring of this flower. If you haven't seen it before, I might have done a video on it. I've used it quite a bit. And if you have any questions about anything, just leave it in the comments and I will get back to you. So that's the first one. I sit down. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is line up my card on my grid paper, or my top of my card. It's not really a card, it's just a card front. Alright, so I'll line that up nice and easy there, and just give myself a little hold there. I take my stencil. Oh, the other thing I'm using right here is the masking tape that's the 1-inch width, and it is Z4606. Okay, and I just have a piece here. I just want to, can't put that there. Let's move that. It's just got the right amount of hold. Alright, it'll fit there. So we need both of our birds in there. And I look along this edge to keep my stencils straight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask out the sun part so it's much easier to do this other part. Then I'm going to take a piece and put it down here to hold my stencil. Ta-da! Make sure I'm on camera. Yes. Okay, so then I'm going to take our lovely foam brushes, and I will tell you that when we get to another one, these are better than this dome type one. And not to say that this won't work, but this just gives you smoother, oops, don't go anywhere, smoother coverage. So I'm going to hold right here that's holding the stencil and the paper just to make sure. And I'm just going to lightly, and you can always tap it off to see, but this is a very light color, so I'm not too worried about it. And we are just going to put some color down, and I'm going to go just right here so that way I can show you. See that color difference, hopefully? And it'll show up when I lift this and be oh so pretty. So, quick and easy cards. Sometimes you don't need a lot, and just layer your paper. Gives you a quick and easy effect. Alrighty, and that we are done with. First part. Then I'm going to take and hold on to my stencil again. I'm going to take this off, and now I'm going to cover up what I just did, those water waves. Now we're going to switch to honey butter, and this is a little bit darker. You can see there's a lot of color there. Hopefully you can see that. So I want to take some of that off because I just want kind of a soft kind of color. Now I'm going to be mindful of the birdies, okay? Mindful of the birdies. You could take them off if you want to take the time, but I am not going to. Mindful of the birdies. Mindful of the birdies, okay? Alright, done there. Now, close that one up. And I'm going to take some pieces of my tape, and I just need some little pieces because see I want to tape that off. I'm just going to use a little piece. Turn it around. Oh, it's tedious, huh? Well, like I said, if you don't care, you could just do it all yellow. But I just wanted to add a little bit of color. And then I can go down here, put this there, and take another piece and put it there. Okay, so we're just masking out that part. And we're going to go to mist. So I mess up my thing. Tap, tap. And then we're just going to lightly tap it. Don't swirl it around too much. And it doesn't look like much until you take it off. And actually, remove that one. I'll just be careful. Alright. Take off our masks. Close up the ink. Lost that one. I'll have to go retrieve that. Sorry. You need to make them without rolling. Okay, so look at how pretty. Now, to clean these up, I have my, let me move that out of the way. I have my two shams here, little chamois that we get. I'm going to set that down there, and I'm just going to gently wash this off in between those two, and then stick it somewhere to dry. So I'm just going to throw it over there for a sec, put that back, and go retrieve the mist because I think I need to use it again. Sorry about that. Where did it go? There it is. I need a little cup or something to keep it from wiggling away. Alright. So, So then I took my card and put it onto a white card, and then I stamped in the middle here. And the finished card is right here. You're in my thoughts today. Quick, easy, and done. Okay? I'm going to hold this up for you so you can hopefully see it. So just quick and easy. It's one layer, and you could do more to it if you wanted, but I needed a quick, easy card. Done. Okay. Card number 2. Then you need another piece of paper, and we're going to need one of our masks. So again, I'm going to line it up on the grid paper, sticky side down. Let me see how much. To about there. So again, I am going to line this up on the bottom, and that sticks that down. And my other one just went up above. About, oops, not quite stuck down, I guess. It's just a light sticky hold, and there's not much on there. Alright, come on, pay attention. There we go. Hold that down. So I need about that thickness, so about there. There, that'll hold it a little bit better. Alright, now we're going to bring in our seascape here. Get that out of the way, and that out of the way. We're just going to use Glacier. Alright, so let's see if I can get it like I had it before, which was this way. Alright, so I did that, and I'm going to move it up a little so you see a little bit more definition on this top part. Although I don't know, maybe I want that little swoop. I think I will. I'm going to bring it down. I'm changing it up a little bit here. Okay, like so. So, again, I'm going to straighten out the edge of my stencil. Take that down a little bit. Kind of helps hold everything together. And now we're going to go to Glacier. Sorry, I was probably talking way too softly. And Glacier is a light color, remember. And I am just going to kind of go with the grain of the stencil, if you will. It's not really a grain, but you know, the movement of the stencil with the water. Okay. So we are just adding some color. Super quick and easy. And you can, like I said before in my last video, start off slow. You can always add more, but you can't take it away. Okay? Just hang on to your stencil on your paper. Makes it a little bit easier. And where all this rough edge is, I want to make sure that I have that just a smidge darker. So that way that rough edge is defined. And then just watch right here that you don't get that little bit of leaf in there. Alright, I think I'm done. And you can always lift it up and see. Yes, I think that'll work. Alright, close up our ink. And take our little tapes off. Again, I'm going to stick this in my cleanup. Let that dry for a second because I need to use it again. Peel that off, which really didn't make much reason for that one, but look at this one. You get this nice little, almost looks like ocean waves, you know, on the beach coming up towards it. Okay, so words on this one were from this double word pack, which is, and it's still available online only, CC9220, Sending Love and Laughter. So it's got a lot of nice ones for slimline cards, but there's still several that will fit on just their standard card. And now that we have 5x7s, I think those, yes, those would work on the 5x7s as well. All right, so this card again is gonna get, where'd my card base go? Seem to be losing it. Oh. Where'd it go? That'd be right here. Did you ever do that? Just misplace stuff? There we go. So card base, and this one, I decided that that was pretty white, even when I added the words, and I added them in mist. I used Glacier for the waves, mist for the words. So I went and got a piece of Glacier on the light side and put it on the background and then put this on. But before I show you the card, I wanted to just show you what I did. I took my clear shimmer brush, put your words on first, and then see all these little edges over here? Let me show you beforehand. See all these little edges from the ripped torn paper? I'm just going to go along that with my shimmer brush. So I'm just going to go along that edge. Take your time with it. Figure out where you got to go next, because there is, you know, a break in the scenery, so to say. And if you go just a smidge into the blue, I'll go over it now, then it will make that show up even better. Because I was going to do the matching shimmer brush pen and Glacier, but it was just seemed a little dark. And what I did was I just have a piece of scratch paper, and this is the actually this is Glacier. So I just have a piece of scratch paper here, and I just kind of test it out if I don't want to ruin my card. All right, so I don't know if you can see that shine right there. Maybe. There we go. But it's so pretty. And card number 2, all done, looks like this. And I could actually go back and add just a smidge more, because I didn't go up on the edge of it. I like it better. And this one is a little bit lighter, so that's why it doesn't show up as good. And let's see if I can get that in there. I'll take some stills, and hopefully that glitter will show up a little better. There we go. I can see it there. I don't know if you can. All right, card number 2. Card number 3. We are going to go to 2 different colors. So I'm going to get those out of the way and bring in Harbor and Pine. Okay, and I have one of these. The reason why I find it better to use these soft bristles as opposed to this sponge one is, one, you can get that kind of speckly look, if you will, okay? This hasn't been used yet. And this one, you get more of a softer blendable look, okay? If your stencil of these leaves, see how intricate that is? There, can you see that? There. These are very intricate. First thing, make sure that all these little points are out of there, because I had some on mine that weren't. See, there's one right here. I don't know if you can see it. But there's these little bits that might be left. And take those off, okay? And then, see this right here? Those are all going to lift up. So if you're using a sponge and going around, you're going to pull those off. So this type of stencil you have to be much more careful with than these. Okay? Alright, so what are we going to do? First of all, we are going to take our little sticky backed pieces, line that up, and I don't need very much. I'm just trying to line it up. Not that much. So let's put that on there. Okay. And we're using most of the paper, so we're going to have to just glue down our stencil a little bit. Okay. And get what you want on there. And then I'm going to hold down the stencil with our masking. And this one would be a good one to hold here. And I'm not going to use that one, I'm going to use this other one. Alright, so we've got green and blue. We're going to do some two-tone. So I'm just going to go around and put some color where I want it. See how this is much more forgiving. And make sure that you use it until it's, you know, got some different colors. In other words, within your color, don't make them all the same color. Don't make them all the same depth of color, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so use the light and the medium and the dark with what's left on your brush. Okay, and I'm just kind of going around, leaving some holes that I can come back and fill in with the other color, and just giving myself a little bit of depth of color. And you can even do like this and do half dark, half light. That looks kind of cool. Okay. And now I'm going to go in with the green. Again, you can tap it off if you need to. I'm going to make sure that I get bunched down here so we see that definition again in our break in our stencil. I'm going to use some of this other color that's lighter. So dark and light, dark and light. Just use what's on your sponge. Varying it where you go. And even mixing over some of the blue. There's no reason why you can't have a little bit of both on the leaf. Leaves are not all just the same color. So again, dark and light. Dark and light. This one takes just a little bit more because, you know, you're kind of paying attention to what you're doing. You're not just putting on one color. So I'm just making sure that I get a lot of color on there. I'm going to switch back. I want a little bit of blue and green on this one. Maybe this one. So now I'm just going to layer a little bit of blue. Okay, go back to the green because this is kind of light. And again, you can take it up and look. Oh, it's pretty good. Okay, I think I'll stop there. That's the other thing, is knowing when to stop. Cover that up. Take my tape off. Again, I need to wash it. So let's bring this in. Put this under here. So you want to be really gentle when you are doing the ones that have those little fine, intricate pieces. We don't want to bend them all out of shape. So be gentle with them, and they will last you a long time. Okay, now we're just going to set that over to dry a little bit. Get rid of that. Come back to this one. And now I'm going to take that off, and you can see it's just got a little bit of masking on there. And this time, instead of clear shimmer brush, I thought I would pull out the jelly rollers in the 6-pack one. And I kind of, again, had my little scratch paper, and I tested some of the greens and blues, and I'm like, don't like that. I'm going to the chameleon one, which is kind of the silvery one that kind of takes up all kinds of colors. It kind of blends itself to whatever color you put it with. Now, originally I stamped my words, then covered over the top of them, so that way I made sure that I had enough room, but this time I didn't do that. And let's see, this is going to be interesting because we don't know from here to here where it went, but I am going to just cover over that and kind of mimic my way down. And this has got to come up to here. So we're just going to kind of follow the line and then trail it off, just like so. If you want to go over it again, you can. Give that a second to dry. And the stamp that I used for words was wishing you a wonderful birthday. This again is the Dragonfly Verses from the special. It is still available online only. CC9224. And remember, the blue, if you don't know, is the thin cuts that come with. If you just buy the stamp set, those aren't going to be blue. Okay? So if you want, oops, as I throw it, if you want the stamp in thin cuts, go and get them sooner rather than later, because the thin cut version will sell out first. Okay? Not that it wouldn't be a good stamp set. Oops, sorry, I kicked my trash can. Not that it wouldn't be a good stamp set without that. You're just not going to be as easily cutting these shapes out. Okay? Alright, so the card that I made, and then I just set that onto here. Okay? And the card I made is this one. So let me bring that up. And if you look, see, I had one of those little, couple of those there that were still hanging in there. But if you're looking at it, you're not going to see it. And here's the other one that I did. But see how much softer this is, rather than, see how spongy, you know, dotty that one looks versus this one. See how much softer you can get where this is more spotty. There's a good one. See how spotty that is and how not that is. Not that you can't get a little spot if you want it, but that's just the difference. I just tend to, and like I said, because this is an intricate stencil, you want to be gentle with it. And remember, if you're rubbing it around, you could be peeling up those leaf bits, because these are not hanging on by nothing but this little tiny edge here. Hopefully you can see that right there. That little one is just hanging on by that little edge, and that is not much. Okay? Alrighty. So that's what I have for you today. Let me lay the cards out, and you can give me a 1, 2, or 3. Which one is your favorite? So 1, 2, and 3. I hope that you have a great day and an awesome Let me reel that back. If I had edit, I would do that. Have an awesome last couple of days of 2022 and an awesome, healthy, happy 2023. I will see you next Friday. Bye, guys.